Welcome to Nevada Week Extras. We are continuing our conversations about the Vegas Golden Knights, both philanthropically and, of course, competitively. What's the single most important piece of advice that you would give the Raiders when they come to town? You guys are a hard act to follow.
Well, from my standpoint, it's the same. It's the community. Get connected quickly. Start there and work your way out. The Raiders are moving from another city, and I think it's important as they move in here to show the fans and locals here that they care about what they're thinking about and what they're struggling with, and invest that way, and then go from there.
What about the business end?
Yeah, and first of all, I want to compliment Mark Bedane, who's the president of the Raiders. They've got about 40 or 50 people on the ground in the market now, but the first 2 or 3 people that they brought into Las Vegas were on the community relations side of their business. And so I thought that was a really great idea. They were thinking about it the right way. In terms of advice that I would provide, first and foremost, they're going to have a terrific new facility. They need to get that right in terms of the fan experience and the parking, and I know they're working very aggressively. We learned a lot about that because that was a big initiative for us. There had been a lot of events at T-Mobile, but not a lot of events that were 80% local versus the reverse of that, which the vast majority of the events prior to our first Golden Knights. And so there was a lot of concern about congestion getting into T-Mobile for our first game. And the collaboration that we received from the Metro Police Department, from the folks at the Regional Transit Commission, to the county council. I mean, everybody was aligned. We have to make sure this is a great experience. So the story is about the game and not about the traffic mess that happened.
Right.
There was a lot of meetings about traffic.
There was a lot of meetings.
about traffic.
Well, there were a couple of dry runs with the traffic that didn't work out so well at first.
That's right. And so anyway, we had a focused effort and a focused plan, and ultimately it turned out to be not an issue at all, and I'm very proud of the organization. But I know it's a big priority for the Raiders, so that's one that they're definitely focused on, and they're going to have to make sure that they get that piece right. But I'm confident that they will. And then getting back to the community side, utilizing and just challenging them. Let's utilize the platform of the National Football League. This is the biggest brand in North America to help tell the story of Las Vegas. And again, let's get more companies thinking about Las Vegas and all the great assets that we have. It's not just the weather or the state income tax. It's all of these other things that make this such a great place to live and play. And so let's work together on telling that story, and then ultimately help build the narrative that it's not just the entertainment capital of the world. This really is the sports and entertainment capital of the world, and we're going to work closely on that initiative as well.
It goes back to what Kerry used to say last year before the season started: build the local fan, build the youth fan, and create a household that supports the Raiders. And you're gonna be a part of that community inherently, and you're going to be promoting things that are not the Strip and that are not the nightlife, but are about community parks and education and things that are important to all of us.
And you're building your youth fan base, and you're promoting youth, and you're helping youth through City National Arena, right? I mean, that's been a wonderful facility, both for the team and for other entities, correct?
It's been tremendous. We have a pyramid of kind of how we're going to build the game. So first of all, Nevada, as you can imagine, according to USA Hockey, which is really the only authorized kind of hockey organization that's out there, this was one of the lowest in the country in terms of registered kids at the U8 level. So that's kind of the beginning level. So we have a pyramid, and it starts with learn to skate. You got to teach them how to skate. And then you want to learn to play. And then we have our Little Knights program. And then we have our structured, our Vegas Golden Knights, our junior Vegas Golden Knights leagues. And so now we have a structure in place. And it starts with the kids learning to skate. We've already had over 2,000 kids just in the last 7 or 8 months since we started that program that have learned how to skate, and now they're moving in to learn to play. We're taking barriers away, which it's expensive, the cost of the equipment, the ice time. So we're working with our partners at the National Hockey League and the National Hockey League Players Association. They've helped fund a program with Learn to Play, so they're providing the equipment for these kids. And then ultimately it's translating again into Little Knights, and then with our structured league. So we're building the game at that youth level, and it's our vision down the road, because we know how it translates to ticket sales and interest, which is a big part of why we do it. But we want to build the game. And a couple years ago, there was a player out of Phoenix, Arizona, of all places, who became the #1 pick in the National Hockey League draft. He's now one of the elite players. He plays for Toronto, which is the only thing I don't like about it. But his name is Austin Matthews. He's one of the top young players in our game. He's an absolute superstar. So we know this works.
Sure.
And Phoenix did a great job going back 15, 20 years ago. And so we're just following a lot of those same models.
And one of the other unique relationships is the one with the UNLV hockey team, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
How does that work?
Well, so UNLV hockey, obviously, they have got their own fundraising model, and they have to raise money to be able to play hockey on their own outside of what the school foundation does. So we help support that. Any way that we can lend our brand or even sometimes our funds to help them build their club, we're there for them. And of course, their home ice is City National, so that makes it easy for us.
Yeah, and if you haven't been out to a game at City National to see UNLV play, I highly encourage it.
Right.
The games are intense, they're packed, and if you want to get up close and personal to the game of hockey at a very high level, it's not the NHL,
Right.
but it's very high level. Come out to City National and watch the UNLV team play, and they really do a nice job. It's a nice program.
Absolutely.
And there are 2 rinks, correct?
2 rinks.
Okay. One for the Knights and one for the other programs.
Well, actually,
Programs across both,
we
yeah.
program both
Okay.
rinks, yeah. So UNLV and the Knights, kind of our primary rink, if you will, which is the Summerlin Hospital rink. But really, we program open skating, figure skating. We even have other programs that John's helped put together with sled hockey. So for disabled
that's
individuals and veterans.
And I think we donate 2 hours of ice time a week to schools to come out or charities to come out and just do an open skate. People that may or may not want to learn to play hockey but want to get on the ice, and we just want them to be connected to the ice because at the end of the day they become fans regardless.
You drive by there and the parking lot is always full.
It is,
always
yeah.
full. Carrie, you said in a Las Vegas Business Press article last year, I'm quoting here, Las Vegas has a lineup to attract other businesses that is almost unmatched anywhere around the country. How do professional sports teams add into this? And can you quantify the economic impact that a sports team like the Knights brings to Las Vegas?
I think the second part of the question regarding the economic impact, and we're working closely with the LVGEA and the LVCVA, because we want to be able to answer that question with very specific information. What we know is, and a lot of it gets back to just kind of what you see, is every time the Golden Knights are playing a game, whether it's at T-Mobile or we're on the road, that this community, again, is coming together in a variety of different ways, which is driving economic impact, whether it be to the hotels, to the restaurants, to the bars, to all of the people that are employed at T-Mobile on a game night. It's not just our business staff or our players. It's close to 1,000 people in terms of the concessions and the security and the Metro police officers. And so there's a very large impact that we know is out there, and we're working with experts to help get that information. As it relates to how it can help attract businesses, again, if you were to sit down with every CEO of every Fortune 500 company, there's a core set of things that they think about when they're looking at either opening another office or, again, a regional or national headquarters. And we have 4 or 5 of the top things that they look for. Professional sports was missing. It's no longer missing. It's now here in a Major League Sports in a big way, and that contributes to that equation. But again, cost of living, fantastic. Weather, fantastic. I think the other areas that we have to focus on, obviously, and I think the new superintendent's doing a terrific job, is we have to get the schools, we have to change the narrative of our schools. There's already a lot of great work that's happening there, but the narrative nationally is still that our school systems are not up to par. We got to change that narrative, and again, I think they're doing a really fine job, and obviously, as a business leader, we all have to do our part to find other ways to help create more funding for our school systems. But there's a lot of great things. But the teams help, again, provide a platform to help do that, and ultimately it helps you attract business. And again, we want to be aggressive in helping play that role.
Last question concerning the foundation and youth and the school systems. What's your ultimate goal?
Well, as Carrie said, I think the Clark County School District is doing a very good job of investing in their program, and they've done a great job kind of remodeling how they approach education. But there's a lot of great charities out there that are kind of filling in the gaps and providing additional services that the school district needs and the school district is partnering with. And so my goal is to really enhance those efforts and really try to bring more into the schools through our own investment.
Gentlemen, good luck on season 2. We are all rooting for you.
Thanks.